welcome back to another video. This is Brave Diamonds Handmade, and I'm Natalie, the maker and creator behind the brand. So thank you so much for checking in. If you're new here, thank you so much, and if you're a returning viewer, I really appreciate it, and I'm honored to have everyone here. So let's get into it. Today's video is going to be another market vlog. I have a market tomorrow. Today's Friday, April 10th, and so tomorrow, Saturday the 11th, I have a market, and it's the opening day for Boondock Farms, and it's in Jackson, South Carolina, and they're going to have an Easter egg hunt, even though Easter was last weekend. No reason to not have another Easter egg hunt, and so it'll be a fun day, and I'm hoping for a good turnout, and we'll see how it goes. I have not had a chance been able to. I've just been having difficulty editing and finishing my last market vlog, which was the Hoppy Easter egg hunt. That was a Thursday night event, so that will go up eventually, but for now we're just gonna jump to this one. And let's see, I have some finished makes right now. I have to get everything logged in and tagged, just the things that I finished this week. So I did have a little bit of a longer time, which was nice. So since my last market was last Thursday, I had last weekend, which is Easter weekend, free, but with no markets. I almost did another market because what you'll see later is Thursday I didn't make that much money. I did okay, but it was not that much, so I had thought maybe I should just do the Saturday market. Last Saturday they had a market at a restaurant here in our area called Huckabucks, and it's a very kind of eclectic, eccentric little steakhouse, and it's really good. If you want a giant steak, that's the place to go. But anyway, so they were having kind of like a community yard sale type of thing, but anybody could just come there and set up a table. There was no table fee or anything, so I thought about it, but we just decided to go ahead and take that day off and just rest the weekend and enjoy our Easter. And so I was able to get a few extra things done. So I did manage to get done, how many did I did 4 splooters, if you can believe it. But one of them is for my daughter. Yeah, she twisted my arm and she got a splooter out of me, but that's okay. She's worth it. And I'll show you guys, I'll go ahead and show you guys the splooters. Now, Shannon of Snuggle Beans Crochet, that's who I do all my splooting patterns from. She just released yesterday, Thursday, Skittles the Skunk. And believe me, I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing it. I already bought the pattern. I'm going to be doing it. But I'm not going to have enough time to make it for tomorrow's event, but maybe for the next market. So why don't I go ahead and show you. So first I did Raisin the raccoon. You see him? Oh my goodness, look how cute he turned out. Oh, I just love him. And I did this using a mix of Parfait Plush and Sweet Snuggles Light. I tend to interchange those. And this is faux fur that I get from Hobby Lobby. So turned out really cute, and I had safety noses. How about that? I was really happy that I had the right size safety noses, because that's something that I often forget that I have. I got it a long time ago and I rarely remember that I have it. So anyways, that was a good thing. But let me reach over here and grab my other one. Okay, so then she released a pattern for the possum. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember the name of the possum. Is it Pebbles? I'm gonna put the name on the screen of the possum because yeah, my mind's drawing a blank right now. But anyways, look how cute it is. So yeah, so I have some little possum patterns and in my $5 bin, and I have some kind of more realistic looking, but this is the splitter one. And I did a little mouth. I wanted to do a little more centered, but I don't know, when I was doing it, I did it more off to the side. I think it looks cute. Usually I don't do mouths on the splitters, but I thought this time there was so much white on the face. I thought, oh my gosh, I want to put a little mouth on it. And I just wanted to be a cute little, cute little mouth. That is my demonstration. I hope you liked it. And then I did the Raisin the Raccoon Red Panda mod. So, Chronically Abby, I think it is. Again, I'll put the name here on the screen. I have released a mod. It's a free mod on Instagram, and but you have to have the Raisin the Raccoon and or the Wren the Wolf pattern. The Wren the Wolf pattern you only need for the feet, but you don't have to do that. That's because it has like the beans in the feet or the paw pads. But if you don't want to do that, you can just use the same legs that come in the Raisin the Raccoon pattern, and that's what I ended up doing. I have both patterns, but I just didn't want to do that. I was already, at that point, I already knew I was going to have to make 2 of these, so I just wanted to, eliminate that. So anyway, so this is the one I did for my daughter. Okay. Very, very cute. Look at that. And I did faux fur on the face and the ears this time. And the tail, I changed it up a little bit. I just did a little white tip of the tail. But everything else. And then I did as according to the mod pattern. So the mod really just has you change the patterning on the face. And not by much, but a little bit to make it more of a red panda face instead of a raccoon face. And then it has you do a different tail. And then the feet if you want to do. Well, it really just has you use a different foot pattern. But anyway. So this is the one I'm taking to market. I can tell because I added a little cheek blush to it. And they're not even. See, this one's all the way up here and this one's down here. But, whatever. It's still cute. And I thought on the one I made for my daughter, I thought I did the tail a little bit, the white part a little too short, so I did a little bit longer. And I had thought about adding faux fur to this part, but I didn't want to work that much faux fur. So I got lazy there, and so we left it like that. But I think it's fine, and all these splitters that are going to market with me, I sell for $40, all of them, whether they're take a lot of work or not. And most of them, don't take me that long. They take me about a couple hours to make at the most. But then I stop and I start and I stop and start. So it ends up taking me the whole day just from all the stopping and starting that I do. But I think $40 is, for the amount of work that actually goes into it, it's good. Oh, so for the red panda, I did not use the plush or the Sweet Snuggles Light. I used Bernat for those. So I have Bernat in the red rust color and the vintage white, and this is the chocolate color from Chanel, Premier Basics Chanel. Okay, all right, so those are my splitters. Then I decided to finish a couple things in my bag of bodies. I have where is it? It's here. A bag of bodies here. It's kind of like whips. There's chickens in here, chick bodies, and sometimes there'll be a frog in here. And it's just stuff that I've made the bodies, but I've just been too lazy to put the rest of it on. And honestly, everything in there I have plenty of, so I'm not really short on. So I kind of just do it just to bulk up my inventory if I need it. But it's there, ready to go. So at least all I have to do is stuff it and do the face detailing and the eyes, and it saves me some time. So I did take some of these out. I've had a little frog body in there, so I finished that. And it's so cute. Look at that face. He has a cheek on the other side, too. Oh, my goodness. Let me pull it out a little bit. There it goes. Now you can see it better. And let's see. This will be in my $5 bin. Just $5. And this is just Parfait Chunky. And I cannot remember the name of this color. Sour Apple, maybe. I made 2 more of these little chicks. These little chickies here. This is using the Loops and Threads fluff yarn, the yellow fluff. It's so thick and delicious and wonderful to work with. And it's the faux fur again for the little fluff at the top. And actually, I've been usually doing a single crochet to join it on there. But this time I had like so many ends like this from the panda. So I just cut little pieces and glued them on top. I just did a little glue on the bottom there, and it worked out great. So now let's talk about a few more things. Then I got into a keychain. So, I don't really need much of anything. A lot of the stuff I made, besides the spluters, I did need spluters. But besides the spluters, I really don't need anything. So, um, but I still wanted to make some things, and I still might make another one or two things tonight. We'll see. But so one thing I wanted to do was some keychains, and so I did these sunflower keychains, and so I just followed a simple pattern online for sunflower and for the leaf, and I just did this. This is using baby bear yarn from Michaels, and I used these keychains. I have bought these from Temu, and they're just like a heart-shaped keychain, and it opens, like on the side. Anyways, y'all know how keychains work. And we just did it like that. It didn't come with a chain or anything, so we just kind of looped it in the leaf there. But I think that will be fine. So I got 3 of these, and these are $10 each. And then I did some of the little rubber duckies from Poggy's Place that she released with all the little characters. I was influenced by Robin on Knotting Hook Crochet. So she'd been making these, and I just thought they were so cute. I liked the pattern, but I was thinking I wasn't going to do it, or I don't know. But they just came out so cute. And I did mine all in yellow, again in the baby bear. But here's one with a bucket hat, kind of covering her eyes a little bit, but very cute. Okay, then I did one with a baseball hat. And I thought, I'm going to make more of these for my middle school. And do maybe some with the football helmet, too. I don't know. But the baseball one, they're very into baseball at this middle school, so. Then I did one with the hibiscus hat. Look how cute that one turned out. And then I did a mohawk. So that one turned out really cute. And that's it. So 4 of those, $10 each for those. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to tell you about my chicks and the egg. Now this is very simple little pattern. This is the Mabel chick. It comes with the Mama Mabel pattern. And I include it with this little egg and with the plastic egg together. I charged $10. And I thought that might be a little bit steep, but I haven't had any issues with people paying that. So, and I think I might make a few and just throw it into my $5 bin too, but I don't know. We'll see. A chicken and egg. I have all these Easter eggs now that I got for the Easter egg hunt from last time, so I feel like we can use them. If people are willing to buy it, then I'm willing to sell it, right? At least those things. Okay. Then I started making some other stuff, y'all. I started going through my patterns, and I saw this one being done by Granny by Nature, and I loved the way it turned out, so I wanted to do it. And this is Crochet Grove's pig. So I did a pig. Isn't this so cute? I love the way that this turned out. And this is using Stash Goals yarn, okay? Which I am trying to work through. But this, I think Stash Goals, honestly, sometimes it feels like Parfait Plush. It's really, some of them are really good and some of them are really rough or kind of raggedy. But you can really get some good ones. So the Stash Goals Premiere, you buy them and it's like 2 big skeins for $10. It's a really good deal. And like I said, sometimes it comes out good, sometimes not so great. But this particular skein was like a blush pink, and it's really, this color of pink is pretty, but I feel like you really can only do pigs with it. It's kind of like a skin color pink, if that makes any sense. So whenever I use it, I don't particularly like it on a lot of projects. So, but it was perfect for this one. So anyways, and I used some lighter pink Stash Goals for the snout. Really neat way that she has you to do the little nostrils and the indentations there. I didn't get it. It took me a minute to understand it. And it's a very good pattern. It is not no-sew. You do have to sew on pretty much all the appendages. You have to sew on the ears, you have to sew on the legs, and you have to sew on the tail. But it's all pretty easy sewing, so nothing too hard. Okay, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen, I have like a little green head, weird looking head in my background sometimes, and that was a dinosaur pattern. And I will put, it's by Kind Maker. It's from a pattern pack, and I'll put a picture of it over here. And anyway, so if I finished it, it was a dinosaur, and I'm not sure if I like the way it turned out, honestly, but I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I kind of don't like the way this is, and I thought about closing it, but I don't even know what this is supposed to be. My son loves this. He thinks it makes total sense for a dinosaur. I don't get it, but anyway, so this was pretty simple. I thought it was going to take me a lot longer because the head took a long time. It was a lot of crocheting for the head. This is a pretty big head compared to the body. But once you get past that, everything else goes pretty quickly. Everything else is really minimal. And as far as the pack goes, from what I can tell, this might be the most detailed one because of all the spikes. You got to make the spikes individually, and they're not all the same size. And but it's very well written and well explained how to put them on there. It was very clear how to sew them on there and about this distance and what goes where. So very easy little pattern. I do recommend it, but you know, it is not no sew. You do have to sew the head to the body, the spikes obviously, and the tail to the body. But the arms are crocheted in. Obviously, you work the legs up. But anyways, yeah. I didn't say how much I was going to sell these for. The pig, I'm thinking $25. And this thing is going to be $20. It took a little bit more work with all the spikes and everything. Otherwise, I'd be more like 15 to 18. But I need it to be at least $20 for this one. At least. Okay. Now, the next one I have was so cute to me. And this is by Magic Filament, and she has a couple other patterns I bought from her, and I'm gonna work the other one. I have a bear bee, and this is the cat bee. How cute is that? Oh, I love it. Look how cute. I just love it. I'm gonna see if I can get them. So, yep, I did not give it a bunda, but we'll see maybe. And the wings are not the same size or shape. A boo-boo, made a boo-boo there, but it's still really cute. I love the way it turned out. And this is using Sweet Snuggles Light and Parfait Plush Baby Bear. Okay, now let's see. I'm almost done, guys. Okay, now this is a free pattern on Instagram. I have a couple free patterns. One of them you're not going to find, maybe you won't find it so helpful, but this one you would. This is by Ellie's Yarn Art, and it's her little pug that she just released. She has a lot of great free patterns, and I've done some of her other patterns, and this was so cute. And I actually made 2 of these as well. My son wanted one. So my daughter got the splooter, my son got a pug and a spider. So I made one of the jumping spiders by handmade by Nicole. And this is so cute. This was really quick. It's a very basic pattern, and it worked up really quick. I mean, maybe this might be a 30-minute pattern. So I'm going to sell it for $12. Yeah, I think 12 is good for that. And I could maybe even do it for 15, but I think 12 is good because it really was pretty quick. Let's see, I have a bag here. All right, now, after I finished those, I was debating whether I go to make another pig. Do I make another animal out of this pattern pack? Do I make some more ducks? You know, like I said, nothing do I really, really need right now besides splooters, and I kind of, you know, I made 4 splooters this weekend. I'm good now. I need to save some of that excitement for the skunk pattern. And I do want to remake a couple other ones. So I was like, okay, so not this, not that. What am I going to do? And then, I don't know, I was watching Sammy. I don't know if you guys see her channel. I watch her channel all the time. I have it on repeat. when I'm market prepping, because she's got so many market prepping and market vlog videos. It kind of keeps me in the mindset. So I really enjoy her channel. Go check it out. And so I think it was a video where she was making Baby Yoda, or it was a Chewbacca pattern. And it just kind of hit me. Wait a minute. May the 4th is coming up. So, my my dad is a huge Star Wars fan, so I grew up watching like the first 3 trilogy on tape all the time. And then when they started releasing new movies and stuff, I started, but now it's gone past me. It's over my head now. It's harder for me to keep up. But the main characters, the original characters, Chewbacca, Yoda, C-3PO, R2-D2, Princess Leia, Solo, all those I can work with those. So I had already purchased this pattern, and I made one Baby Yoda. Now this pattern is not available anymore. Oh yes, it is. Is it? I'm trying to think. There was one of these patterns that's not available anymore. It might have been this one, but I'll put on the screen if this pattern is the one that's available still or not. But anyways, some of them aren't because they were taken down by Disney. No, it's not this one. It's another one I'm thinking of. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, so this one is still up. You can buy it still. But this is a Baby Yoda pattern, and this was very simple to do. I used Sweet Snuggles Light and their light minty green color. I can't remember the name of it. And again, Parfait Plush in the teddy bear color. And I made 2 of those. Where's another one? Oh, I didn't get it out. And here, okay, so this was the one I made first according to the pattern. And I kind of didn't like the way nothing wrong with the arms. I just didn't like it. And then you can see this green showing through. And then my ears were not exactly even. But, I mean, neither is Yoda's. His ears kind of always look a little bit wonky. And I think that's the character, how he looks. But, anyway, so I made it again. I wanted to make another one anyways. And so I made this one. This time, with this one, you make the arms separate and you sew them in. So this time, I just kind of made them and I crocheted them in. Can't really crochet the ears in, but I think I did a better job. The ears are the same pattern. Really, the only thing I did was that. And then, when you're working, this is a tip I picked up on another pattern. When you're working an edge like this, where you work this in the front loop and then you come back and work the back loop, you can go through both sides. So take this front loop back and single crochet it, and you will not see the green poking through like you can here. You can see. So I thought that was a really good tip. So anyways, so I made those, and then I wanted to make the Chewbacca pattern. Sammy had made one, and I thought it was her pattern, but she listed it down below, and so I found the pattern. And I kind of was debating whether do I make it or not, and then I looked online at Instagram, and I found one that was very similar, but it was by a different pattern designer, and it was free. However, this one, where did I put it? Over here? Right here in front of my face. Okay. This here, I printed it out. This one is in Portuguese. So, my family is from Brazil. I speak Portuguese, and I was able to follow this. I did get stumped on a couple of areas because there were some techniques that I have never done before, which was really cool. But it's a free pattern. If you want, you can use Google Translate. I was able to put in I use Copilot AI on my computer a lot, and so I was able to take a picture and ask it to help me explain what certain steps were that I had never done or had never heard of, and it explained it to me very well. I was able to translate it. So if you want to give it a try, it is a very good pattern. Now see, you can see that she did this. It's much smaller. Oh, I didn't show you mine. She did this in worsted weight, but I did mine in the Teddy Bear by Parfait Plush. And I love it. Look how cute it came out. I did the belt differently. Well, in her pattern, she just has a little belt, and that was fine. But I feel like every other pattern, he has a bag. I feel like he has to have a bag. So I did a little bag, and I was going to leave it open, but it just kept sticking up, so I ended up sewing it shut. So it doesn't really serve any purpose. But, then I tried to do his, like, little teeth sticking up there. This one is not showing up as good, but... And also, I had to come and do a surface crochet for the edge here. And I kind of got off a little bit, so I kind of went up higher here and down. Whoops. But I think he still looks fine. He's really cute, and it's not that noticeable, and it looks like it could be intentional, so we're just gonna let it go. I spent enough time on this. It took me all day yesterday to make, and not because it was hard and not because I was stumped. It's just because I was so tired yesterday, and I just couldn't hardly do anything. After I finished work, I was trying to do this, but I couldn't get much done. So, I mean, I did end up finishing most of it last night, and today I did the little bag and belt thing, but that was it. So that's the last thing I made. And I might make a Pikachu because I don't have any more Pikachus, and I might make a Charmander. Those don't take very long at all. So I might make those, I might not. If I don't have any more, but if I go to this market and I don't have any, it's fine. I don't think anybody is going to come and get me for that, so we'll be all right. So anyways, guys, that's all that I have made. You guys have pretty much seen everything else that I have, and so I'm not going to go over everything that I'm taking, because y'all have, if you've been around, you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, please go check out my other videos and you can see other things that I have made. But for now, that is it, and I will see you guys maybe later today or maybe in the morning. Good morning. Everybody say hello. Hey guys. Good morning. We are on our way to the market. Our market is in Jackson, South Carolina today. It's right outside of Aiken, and it's about an hour away from where we live. He wants to show us dinosaurs. Very cool. Alright. I did finish Pikachu and Charmander last night. Hear that? I just got adjusted myself in my seat, so I had to unbuckle and I need to buckle back up. Charizard, yes. Utah Raptor and Indoraptor, right? And Charmander, Charizard, whatever his name is. Alright, so yep, we had kind of a rough time getting out and we're a little bit behind, but we still have plenty of time to set up if everything tracks. If nothing else comes up. We are on the way, and that's our next stop. And I don't know if I'll be able to get much footage of the setup, but I will try. Alright guys, so we'll see you there. Okay, we're here. We are all set up, and I will show you guys the table now. This is it for now. I think I'm still going to do a few tweaks because I see some areas did not look a little messy right there. Definitely right there. So just a little bit more tweaking to do, but for now, that's mostly it. Well, we already had a couple of sales, so that was good. And the event's people are starting to come in. Hopefully we'll have a good day. Alright, so here we are. That's us. All kind kind of stuff going on here. It's really cute. Really cute area.
I want to say hi.
Say hi, Daddy.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, we've got some permanent jewelry going on here.
Can I go show them something?
Some good gutters, which we should probably be looking at.
I'm not gonna mind, Mama, okay?
Hi. How you doing?
How you doing?
I want to put it in my...
Gonna have some Korean kimchi fried rice here, and I cannot. Yes, but he had to go back and make some more food. He sold out before he even got here. Now that is some good business right there. Well, we sold the horse. Haley the horse got sold to the cutest little girl. And she decided she was going to name it Sparkle. Isn't that cute? Hi. How you doing? Yes, I had to do a snake in girl colors.
So cute, baby Yoda.
How cute. Oh yeah. There we go. Easter bunny and cereal. I finished the frogs. Put in that pink basket over there. Yeah. Starting to slow down now. Starting to slow down. Calm down here, but it never really got that busy, but it's been nice. The weather is beautiful today. And everybody's been super cool, super nice. Okay, this is the end of the day. How it looks. We still have a lot of things. We did sell some good. We did have some good sales. But pretty much over now. We're gonna start packing up and get ready to go home. Okay, we're all done and we are on the way back home. And I thought I'd jump on here and tell you guys how it went. So, it was okay. It was not super busy. I thought it was gonna be better, of course, because when it started off, you did too. When we started off, there were quite a few people and young families, so I thought, okay, this could be really good. But it turns out, like the other event that we did, a lot of it was people for the Easter egg hunt. They came to have fun, get some free candy and an activity, and that was mostly it. But we still made some decent sales, and the weather was great. Not too hot, not too cold, sunny, just not windy, but not muggy or anything like that. So it was just really, really nice. I don't think we even hit 80 degrees, so you know, that's a good thing, especially down here. Well, we won't be able to stay that much longer. Really? So let me see here. I had everything pulled up. Oops. And I packed a lunch and everything, food, to try and be frugal and plan ahead, and we still ended up not eating hardly any of that. And getting vendor food. But I just can't resist some of that food. It's so good. Okay. So in total we collected $228. All right. $40 of that was on Square. Excuse me, not Square. It was on Venmo. And the rest was all on Square. Let's see here. I can go through my transactions. So let's see what sold. So the first sale, we did a possum and a Chappy Cappy. That was one of April's patterns. And so I'm all out of those now, so I need to make some more of those capybaras. And that sale was for $35. So it was the possum that looks, the QB crochet possum, and the Chappy Cappy. And that was right at the beginning, right when it started. Then we sold Mabel chicken for $12. We sold a pint-sized pal, one of Stacy Makes patterns, the Highland cow, and that was $20. We sold a splooter, which was the horse. Haley the horse sold. And this one, I didn't think she was going to go for that because she was looking around and she was looking at like the smaller stuff, like the axolotls and the leggy frogs and maybe the turtles. And then, you know, I think her mom was ready, so she said, okay, you're going to make a decision. I'm going to count to 3. She said, okay, ready? Ready, set, go. One of those things. All I heard was go. And she ran over to the horse. And the mom was like, are you sure you want that? She's like, yep. And she's like, are you sure you don't want nothing else? And she kept nodding her head, you know, very assertively. That's what she wanted. Oh, thank you. Spam call. So she bought the horse. And she wanted to name it Sparkle. And I thought that was adorable. I didn't even bother telling her its name was Haley. It's whatever you want it to be, darling. So, she got the horse. Then I sold the turtle. This was the Sprout Turtle pattern by Madeline Mako. That's a really good pattern, guys. I recommend it. And then I sold a little small plushie, one of my $5. I have them just under miscellaneous small plushie, but I remember it was a tiny little possum. And that is from, oh my gosh, Nodding. It was a free Instagram pattern. I want to say The Girl Who Knots, but that's not it. I'm going to put her name on the screen here, and that's who it is. Okay, let's see. My screen keeps going off and I have to keep. I'm working off 2 phones here. So, one I'm filming and one I've got my Square stuff on. Okay, then I sold my itty belly giraffe. So that was my little small giraffe, another Madeline Mako pattern. For some reason I didn't have that in my system. I don't know why. It has a tag, but it must have been in a rush or something and I must have skipped putting that in. But so I had to put it in. So it's $20 for that. Then we sold the small sitting axolotl. That is a Crochet by Jenna pattern. And that I tested for her. That was so cute. And that went for $18. And then the last sale of the day, which was a good one, it was the Night Fury, the Toothless. That's one that I have had for a while. And I really thought it would have sold by now. But I'm glad it finally found its home, and that was for $45. That was one of the first things I made back, I want to say even November. That's the Snuggle Beans pattern. It's not the splooter. It's the one that's kind of like laying, anyways. It's not the splooter, but it's the other toothless pattern. One of the other toothless patterns. Or Night Fury patterns, I should say. So, let me go back to my screen here. Let's see here. Okay. So we had 10 sales. Average sale was $21.11, so that's pretty good. And our net sales were $211.13. Okay, we got $97 in cash, $91 on card. And like I said, I did have $40 on Venmo, and our fees were $2.97. I can't remember, but I believe the table fees for this one was like $55. So after that, then probably made like $160 after everything's said and done. So not the most, but not terrible, and it was not that busy. But we still had a good day, and like I said, it was nice. The weather was nice. The kids were pretty well behaved today, and as you can see, they're pretty chill right now. So thank you so much for hanging out with us during this market, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and come back and check us out for some more videos. Jacob, say bye. Ernie, say bye. Daddy, say bye.
Bye.
Stay sweet. God bless. We love you. Bye.